Jay Drake, thanks for sitting down with TalkToDrivers.com.
Talk to formerdrivers.com now, right?
Where are they now segment. How did you get your start in racing?
I guess basically like most kids, my dad raced, so I was kind of born to it. There was race cars in the garage from the time I can remember seeing the garage, and just kind of hung out in the garage with Dad, tinkered on them, and before you know it, we started doing a little quarter midget racing, and then progressed up go-karts, TQs, midgets, and sprint cars, and just kind of family loom, I guess.
What did it feel like to win the USAC Sprint Car Championship?
Initially, my first reaction was relief. It was, I had been one because I'd been second 5 times prior to that, not just a sprint car, but I think 3 times in the sprint car and twice in the midget. I had 5 second place rings, so that was getting very aggravating and frustrating just to be that close and not quite seal the deal. And then that particular year was a challenge in itself, as I was kind of, I don't know, it was just the whole year was a long, drawn-out, frustrating year, and just it was kind of just a relief to get it over with and finally be championship. But since then, it's been very gratifying, and it's definitely a feather in my cap that I'm proud of.
Of the old school drivers, who would you like to compete against? Name at least 3.
Well, I think obviously, certainly A.J. Foyt in his prime. Parnelli Jones would be another one. I mean, those guys, you just get back into the history of times when they were running and in their prime and all over the country. That was just some bad racing, and so I think I'd like to have been one of those groups in the A.J. Foyt, Parnelli Jones, and probably Poncho Carter's another one that fits that mold. Those were good times.
What were some of your most memorable racing moments?
Well, I just learned one that I couldn't think of a minute ago. I got to race at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, actually, on 3 different occasions. So I'd say that ranks right up there with the most memorable. Obviously, that's a childhood dream of every race car driver, just to race at the Speedway. It wasn't quite the Indy 500, but just to race at that facility, and got to run both the oval and the road course there, and I think that's definitely memorable. And winning the championships and the Chili Bowl and Turkey Night and other big races I won are also very good memories.
What was one of your most amusing, embarrassing moments in racing?
Oh, embarrassing. I remember a time where I wrecked a sprint car in wheel packing, and I'd say that was pretty embarrassing. It's hard to go back to the pits and explain that one to a car owner when we were out there just packing the mud in and trying to sling the mud around a little bit, and it got away from me and smacked the wall and bent the whole right side of the car up, and we were done for the night. And that was pretty embarrassing. And another one, spinning out after taking the white flag while leading at some little track at Lima, I think it was, and that was also a hard one to go back to the pits after.
Are you going to get to drive a race car again?
Oh, I presume. I mean, I still have a lot of opportunities. I just don't know. It's just a matter of whether I take them or not. I'm not in much of a hurry to do it. I'm satisfied with the job I'm doing now, and kind of I don't know that I have a whole lot left to prove there, but still would be fun to go out on maybe a off weekend, Friday or Saturday night, and throw some dirt around. So you never know, you might see me out there again.
What is it like working for Tony Stewart Racing?
Well, driving for him was really a great opportunity. There's few very high profile teams and rides in this kind of division, you know, USAC racing, and there are none more high profile than Tony Stewart Racing, and so to be chosen as a driver for Tony, who was, you know, a friend of mine before that, was a great opportunity, and you know, paid off because I finally got to win that championship that we've been trying so hard to win, and working for him is much more the same. You know, it's obviously a high profile team. We got big sponsors, and trying to project the image of that high profile team and keep things pointed in that direction. It's still a great opportunity, and it's a lot of fun as well.
Do you still get the same kind of jitters at the track with you being the team manager as you did with you being the driver?
You know, at times, yes. Last year, certainly, when we had Ricky Stenhouse driving for us, you got jitters every time you brought the car out of the trailer because you just never knew what was going to happen on the night. And so it was exciting to say the least. You know, but still, I would still say yes would be my answer to that question. You know, it's more of a team effort than an individual effort now that I'm on this side of the fence, and so you know, we all want to go out there and win that race. I think just as much as I did when I was a driver, and so there's still nerves when you go to the track, and you hope for the best, and you know, obviously hope that you've done your job right, and you put a winning race car out there, and you know, a good enough car for the drivers that we have to go win the races. And so sure, there's still the jitters.
Do you have a favorite racetrack?
I don't think I could single one out, but I have several tracks that I enjoyed going to. You know, obviously, again, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway has to be ranked right up there. I love Phoenix International Raceway. Belleville's a favorite of mine. Eldora's always been a favorite of mine. Colorado Springs, I think, when we were running there, was my favorite racetrack when it was on the schedule, you know, as far as races with, you know, our schedule. But there's a lot of them I enjoy, and so I don't know that I could single one out as being my absolute favorite.
What do you do for relaxation, non-racing related?
Well, in the rare occasion that I have a non-racing related moment in my life, I like to play a little poker. I like to shoot some pool. This table up here hasn't been used, I think, since we put it up here. But the idea is there in case we ever have an opportunity. We can come up here and play pool. So that's about it. Other than that, my time's consumed with either the racetrack or the shop here, and time spent with my wife and daughter. And if there's ever a moment spared from all of that, then yeah, maybe I'd like to play a little poker.
Jay Drake, thanks for sitting down with TalkToDrivers.com.
Thank you.